Sports bettors, are you ready? Are you ready for a faster way to win? When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards. Experience this premium sportsbook for yourself and sign up with code BETSWEATS, BETSWEATS, to get $100 in free bets when you deposit $20. Must be present in New Jersey, Indiana, Iowa, or Illinois. Must be 21 or older. Additional T's and C's apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER if in New Jersey and Illinois, 1-800-9-WITH-IT if in Indiana, 1-800-BETS-OFF if in Iowa.
These are the final seconds.
The lead in the fourth. Can they hold on to it?
That do or die time. And everything rides on one shot. But it isn't going to be that easy.
And it's a one-point game.
This is down to the wire.
They're going to try the three-point attempt.
One shot to take you to the top. One winner. This is clutch basketball. That's the NBA playoffs. That's game.
Did you guys do buzz or no buzz with the Final Four this morning on the warm-up show?
We did not.
I think that's a good buzz or no buzz. All right, so buzz or no buzz, Gonzaga, UCLA, Baylor, and Houston, Final Four, buzz or no buzz.
For me, only one of the games is a buzz game, and that's a Gonzaga-UCLA game.
And that's a 14-point spread on that game.
I know, but you still have a team that's going to do something or trying to do something that hasn't been done in 45 years, and that's go wire to wire undefeated, which would be pretty spectacular for them.
But don't people look, I understand that the tournament is as difficult as anything to accomplish in sports, but don't people look at Gonzaga and say, that conference is so bad?
Yeah, but they've gone right through the pipeline here, and I know that they haven't beaten a lot of great teams at the beginning of this, but they beat one of the best defensive teams out of the Pac-12, and now they're going to play one of the better offensive teams out of the Pac-12.
And I know the tournament's a different story. When you're talking about the totality,
one game,
the totality of a season and going undefeated,
that's enormous.
It's a lot easier when your conference is a fakakta conference.
I'm not. But you know what? They have gotten basketball right. Mark Few out there is a great coach. He keeps his players. There are not a lot of one-ton players that come out of there. They know how to play basketball. I mean, if you watch them, it's poetry.
No, it is.
It's really great. I love the way that his team plays. So I was rooting for him when we did our brackets here, and I was saying that they're going to go all the way and go undefeated. And I hope I'm right.
So one side of it is
that to me, that's the buzz.
Okay, that's the buzz is Gonzaga. Now, if Gonzaga loses to UCLA, you either have a UCLA, Baylor, UCLA.
Then it's a Cinderella situation, and it's one of the most famous basketball programs in the history of college basketball in UCLA.
So you're saying buzz left side of the bracket?
I say the left side. I'm the right side, not so much. And again, you're talking about two teams that nobody around here knows.
Sure. Yeah, I know. Well, especially Baylor and Houston.
I mean, if it were Syracuse or Iona made it or somebody like that, I could see it, but that, obviously that's not happening.
No. No, it is not at this point, as there are only 4 teams left. Yeah, I'm going to go no buzz. I am. I'm going no buzz with this.
How about opening day, buzz or no buzz?
Oh, of course. I mean, around here, there's 100% buzz.
Al, what do you think?
I mean, opening day, buzz.
No, this is what Jerry and I did this morning. I feel zero buzz to baseball opening day.
Why?
Really?
Because they're going to have a limited number of fans?
No, it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't have buzz.
Opening, you got Jacob deGrom opening. You got Francisco Lindor.
I understand the facts, but there's no buzz to it. I don't see oh my gosh, I can't believe baseball's here. I don't sense that.
I always feel like there's buzz at the beginning of the baseball season around here. I feel like people
normally yes.
So you're saying this is the first year you felt no buzz around?
I'm saying I feel no buzz.
Do you believe this is pandemic-driven no buzz?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It just feels like no buzz.
Do you feel like people care less about sports since the beginning of this?
Correct.
Yeah, well, you have to understand. So yesterday he's tweeting that he doesn't want to know what the ball players are making because it just turns him off.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a Met fan. I already have no interest in Francisco Lindor. No interest.
How could you say that you're a Met
fan and not
have interest in Francisco Lindor? You're fraud! Fraud!
No, not a fraud.
Okay.
Turn off. He's a big turn off.
What if he ends up accepting that contract?
Still a turn off. It's too late.
It's too late, even if he accepts the deal?
Too late. Turn off. I'm wishing for him to have a bad season.
Oh, come on. No, you're not.
I'm wishing for Mets wins, but him to be average.
Are you? You're in the Jacob deGrom camp, though, right?
Sure.
I mean, you love that guy.
I do like them, yeah. But at some point, I'm done with hearing about the money. I just don't know how, if you're a regular guy like 99% of the people listening, how you have this discussion with friends when you're busting your ass every day at work, making $50,000, and you're hearing about, like, to even call the station and go, give him his money. Get lost.
Well,
like I said to Jerry,
listen, it's market pressure. It's supply and demand. You know that.
But I said to Jerry, like, if baseball could only pay based on what baseball earns, instead of having these owners that make their money from other things being able to pay, that's why baseball doesn't make sense. Like, the other owners the teams can't be competitive. You can make no money and still pay guys $300 million because your owner made money somewhere else. It's not fair.
And he's using it as a tax write-off.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Nature, right?
I hate that. Like, if baseball,
to me, it would have been great had Steve Cohen bought the Marlins.
Or if baseball got paid based on baseball's revenue that they bring in after their expenses are paid, and then guys got paid on that, that's one thing. That's not what this is.
So do you think that this mentality that you have going into this season with Francisco Lindor is going to continue throughout the season, and you're going to continually get turned off, or they start winning and maybe you forget about that stuff?
No, because I'll still see half-empty stadiums, low TV ratings, and then the guy's still making $350 million. It doesn't make sense to me. I can't wrap my head around baseball economics.
And so, but if Lindor hadn't, if there wasn't like a haggling at all, let's just say they signed him to this contract, would you root for him to fail then?
Well, it would eventually be somebody else, because this pops up all the time, and we did this with A-Rod 10 years ago. It's just always in our faces. I just don't know why the common fan is interested in knowing or caring what the players make. Like, I don't want to hear it.
And also, whether or not your owner is spending. Because your owner is charging you to go to these games, exorbitant ticket prices. If you want to watch the game on SNY, you got to pay for that.
But no one is. But the people aren't going to the games at those exorbitant prices.
But the point being, though, is that these guys do something that very few people are capable of doing, and they're getting paid the going rate. That's all there is to it.
But but it's the going rate based on the owners having money from something else, not baseball. They're not getting paid what they should be getting paid based on what the owner is generating from baseball.
But who cares? Like, so if Steve Cohen wants to own a baseball team and it's his hobby and he's in it to win it, not to make money with it, what do you care?
I care because it's not competitive. It's not competitive to other teams. It's like the Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees, maybe one or two other teams, and it's dumb.
Well, it has gotten a little bit better, but it's not comparable to some of the other sports with caps. So, I mean, pre-luxury tax, you're right. It was crazy. The competitive balance was insane. It has gotten a little bit better with the luxury tax, but you don't feel like every market can win. A big problem that I have with baseball, and this can happen with any sport and any team, but I feel like there's so many teams that go into a 162-game season that have absolutely no chance to win, not only for this year, but for like the next 5 years.
Like, you're not going to see the Pirates and the Royals in the playoffs.
Right. And it's so long. It's not like it's a 10-week season, 17-week season. It's months and months of nothingness.
You know what? I will say this. Here's what you are out in regards to all of this is a buzz kill.
Yeah, buzz kill. Well, I'm just saying baseball, earn your money. Baseball doesn't earn their money. Football earns their money, the only sport. Baseball does not earn their money.
I think basketball does internationally, too. I do believe that. There's a lot of international money because people love basketball across the world.
Given the salary cap in hockey and given what those guys go through, they earn every single dollar, and they are the one underpaid athlete out there.
But baseball, I turn the games on, pandemic or not. There's no one in the stands, which means they're not selling hot dogs and beers.
True that.
Yeah, we'll see.
So where's the money's coming from? Other sources, not baseball sources.
They also have regional cable channels that are paying them.
Right, which we've already discussed is Fugazi.
I know. Oh, all right. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, but that's what bothers me. They're getting paid. If you tell me Tom Cruise makes a certain amount of money, Tom Cruise is bringing in that money. and then that's why he's getting paid. Howard Stern gets his money because you can directly say these subscribers pay this much money per month, and it's more money than they're paying Howard Stern. I see it everywhere except baseball, and it's bothersome.
Who is the most overpaid athlete in New York, Al?
Well, it will be Francisco Lindor.
It will be Lindor.
Yes.
Even more so than, let's say, a Giancarlo Stanton.
Or, I mean, there's a couple on each team, sure.
So whoever
They're all
makes the
overpaid.
most money.
There's nothing, because Francisco Lindor, baseball statistically, he's not going to do awesome 162 games. And for that price, that's what we're expecting. So Garrett Cole, the first time he loses a game, he's not earning his money because he's earning his money to win every game.
So think about Garrett Cole. If he starts 30, he's making $36 million a year,
somewhere around
there. So he starts, let's say, 35 games. He's making, basically $1 million a game.
Right, sure. And there'll be a game where he's out in the second inning.
Yeah.
I think what it also comes down to is if you really love the game, if you're one of the listeners out there that really loves the game, then you forget about those things even when you're bothered by them. But if you don't, then this stuff starts as you get older. It starts to creep in a little bit more and more and more. And then you say, I don't need this in my life so much anymore.
Right. When I'm a kid watching Strawberry and Gooden, I had no idea what they made.
Yeah.
No clue. It wasn't in the papers as far as I know.
And what they spent it on. Hey,
right.
The other thing, too, is that, quite frankly, for what we do for a living, it is very important that they continue to play and they have success.
Well, they will.
I mean, doing this over the last few years where every team sucked except for the Yankees, and the Islanders made a nice run in the bubble last year.
You need to tell me, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like the football has been
really
dead around
bad.
here.
So bad.
I mean, it's time for these teams to start turning things around.
And that will generate lots of buzz.
More buzz. Yeah, we'll have a better feeling about
goes
it.
On.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll even actually have a 4th of July party. Who knows if they allow us.
Yeah, maybe. I do think, though, that if both teams get into the postseason, at that point, even Al will agree that there's a lot more buzz than there is right now. But right now is a long slog till there.
Like it's interesting in the beginning, and then you get a long middle part of the season.
Yeah, like June 15th to like August 30th.
And the only time that you're really talking about it is if the teams are terrible. If the teams are terrible, then you're screaming about it. If the teams are just rolling, how many summers have we had where the Yankees are just rolling and they're so good that you don't even talk about them because they're so good, and then people yell at you, why aren't you talking about the Yankees? Well, because they're so good, they're boring. There's nothing interesting about them because they're so good.
There are 5 or 6 guys on both teams that every time they are involved in a game, they're going to be discussed. I don't care what anybody says. So whether it be Garrett Cole or Jacob deGrom, whether it be Edwin Diaz or Pete Alonso or Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres, I mean, there's enough to talk about around here in regards to baseball in a good way, assuming that they all play well.
The other thing, though, in addition to the salaries, which are annoying, is the injuries. So it's hard for me as a Met fan or even as a Yankee fan to get excited because major players are going down.
See, this is what I would say to Francisco Lindor. It usually doesn't work out well for guys like in your situation for the Mets. I would sign the deal right now. I mean, unless, of course, you think you're going to become Mike Piazza or Gary Carter, I would sign the deal.
Right. Say goodbye to your oblique because at some point it's going to get shredded.
And like every year we do, this Mets pitching rotation's incredible. Week 1, Syndergaard down. Week 2, then you're left with Jacob deGrom every year.
I always think about it. Right before his season starts in every sport, I always think about who is the major name that's going to go down. I always, especially in football, who's that quarterback that's going to go down?
Running back or that
I actually get worked up about it and anxiety. I'm like, who's going to be the guy?
But in baseball, they go down with wuss injuries. It's just so silly.
Well, the Yankees
injuries.
in there. Well, the Yankees
wuss
in there.
injuries.
Time out.
They're muscle
wuss
pulls.
injuries.
Time
muscle pulls. Francisco Lindor's ankle hurts. He's going to need a couple days off.
What? How many games did you miss from our softball year? That one year?
I wasn't paid $350 million.
Bad comparison.
I could get lost.
How many games did you miss?
I don't know.
And what was the reason that you missed the games?
An enormous lump on my shin.
Bad comparison.
Bad comparison.
Yeah, but when I hear him screaming and yelling about this, then I think about him putting
because
ice
it's
on a
not
little bump on
Not
his shin.
comparable.
Not comparable. It's dumb stuff. We've got back-to-back games. We're going to need Francisco's going to need a day off.
How about when Kyrie takes off for 2 weeks?
Yeah, all that. Kevin Durant barely plays. None of these guys play.
It's amazing to me that there was zero explanation behind that. Because and maybe there was a real family matter for him. I don't know, and maybe that was the privacy. But if you put family matter in front of it, and then you don't provide an explanation, everybody's like, hands off. You have no idea. But I mean, I think with a guy like him who disappears so much, there should be a little more explanation.
There should have been like, hey, I don't know if he's married or not, or fiance or something, is having a baby. Everybody would be great.
Yeah.
And everybody would understand it.
Or this particular family member going through a rough time with health.
Surgery, I need to be there, whatever.
Then we'd understand.
Nobody would have a problem with it. But when you do these clandestine things and you miss 2 weeks on your own without telling anybody, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, people are going to question it.
Especially when you're making, like Al was saying, $33 million a year.
Yeah. I know.
And you're kind of just disappearing on your team.
Well, you're doing what you want. But this was the fear of the people in the very beginning.
Yes.
That saw this happening in the NBA. They would say, where does it stop with the player having all the power? Where does it stop? And I think that the Kyrie situation is the greatest example. Well, James Harden,
yeah,
too,
but that's
in
the
beginning.
opposite, though. Yeah, but time out. James Harden plays.
But I'm talking about Houston.
Yeah, but he played for Houston for all those years and made Houston relevant every time he stepped on the court. And I know he played poorly in the preseason.
But no.
And I know how mad we were with the way that he left Houston.
But I'm talking also about the James can stay in the city for as long as he wants to stay in the city.
Oh, that kind of stuff,
James,
yes.
Yeah, right. He doesn't fly back with the team. All of those things, the James Harden rules that were around him in Houston.
It was like the Barry Bonds rules.
Yeah. I mean,
had like 5 lockers and, lounge chairs in the locker room and all that other stuff. Needles in one locker, this one over here. I mean, come on, Jesus.
Yeah. The cream and the clear.
See, but this is why I have to tell you, I do appreciate James Harden, the player.
He's been great since he came to Brooklyn.
Because he wants to play.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not arguing that. I'm just talking about all those things that we talked about surrounding James Harden
and I
Houston.
Tell you, I see guys on the ice get hit in the face with the puck, go off the ice, get 17 stitches, and then come back on the ice and play, literally within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that those guys don't make they earn every single dollar. So.
All right.
Sports bettors, are you ready? Are you ready for a faster way to win? When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards. Experience this premium sportsbook for yourself and sign up with code BETSWEATS, BETSWEATS, to get $100 in free bets when you deposit $20. Must be present in New Jersey, Indiana, Iowa, or Illinois. Must be 21 or older. Additional T's and C's apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER if in New Jersey and Illinois, 1-800-9-WITH-IT if in Indiana, 1-800-BETS-OFF if in Iowa.
These are the final seconds.
The lead in the fourth. Can they hold on to it?
That do or die time. And everything rides on one shot. But it isn't going to be that easy.
And it's a one-point game.
This is down to the wire.
They're going to try the three-point attempt.
One shot to take you to the top. One winner. This is clutch basketball. That's the NBA playoffs. That's game.
Innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses work together and continue to build the future. Our expertise, talented workforce, and collaborative environment are making a difference now and shaping the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio to put your plans in motion. That's michiganbusiness.org/radio.
It's the morning show with Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. Boomer and Gio.
What's going on, Jerry?
All right, we're brought to you by Wallhour Paint and Design, celebrating 100 years. Visit wallhour.com/100. And we've got a Final Four all set up. You had UCLA, Michigan last night. UCLA, the 11 seed. They were in the play-in game, came back from double digits, beat Michigan State. Well, last night in the Elite Eight, they knocked out the Wolverines. And boy, Michigan had chances late, but just could not connect.
Smith with a dribble out high, slides over on the left wing. He'll hand it off to Wagner. Screen set by Dickinson. Wagner to the top. He'll launch the three from there. That's short. It's an air ball. Brooks grabs the rebound, flips it up. No. Rebound inside Bernard. 7 seconds left, and he's grabbed and fouled. With 6.7 to go, the Bruins will walk to the other end and shoot free throws.
Ryan Radke, Westwood one on the fan. Franz Wagner missed a pretty open look and miss badly. The other way, they'd go 1 of 2 from the line, come back, miss another 3, get the rebound, throw in, miss another 3. Game over. UCLA hangs on for the
What did Minko call him? Frank Wagner or something?
He called him Wagner.
Wagner. Goes on a Frank Wagner.
Yeah, and Minko knows college basketball, which is why that was so stunning. But yes,
and they call him Waggy. Like, no, Mink, that's no.
I mean, listen. In fairness, you see his name; it looks like Wagner.
Yeah, I know.
But it's Franz Wagner. Yeah. Johnny Juzang had 28 points. Wonder how Minko would have pronounced that one. Here's Mick Cronin, the UCLA head coach. This is what it's all about.
You know, what you try to preach when you're building a program, and you guys have heard me say this, first of all, April 9th, 2019, I told you I spell fun W-I-N.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, he's
cheesy as it gets.
I spell fun A-L.
No, you don't. But Juzang, that kid, transferring from Kentucky was the break that he needed.
It's worked out well.
It has worked out well.
And everything had worked out well all season for Juwan Howard, but now, as I once sang, it's over. It is over for his team.
A great run this year for this team, for the staff. Very disappointing loss to end our season this way.
After a really good run.
What?
And so
it's faint. No. It's faint.
You're sniffing a sports minute again?
No. There's a smell.
No. There is. No, I'm sniffing a sports minute, but it's faint.
No, there was no sports minute.
Johnny
there.
Juzang.
Oh, Johnny Juzang.
Yeah.
I already did that.
Oh, you did? Yes. I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
But I do smell something.
Do you?
You don't smell that?
Now that I do. Yeah, there's always some sort of odor in here. That happened again the other day after the show, that same smell.
What is that smell?
I don't know. They clean the HVAC systems. And it's just,
today's Wednesday. That means the guy in the spacesuit's going to be here soon.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's probably what it is. Yep.
Gonzaga beat, whatever. USC 85-66. They go to 30-0. So here's your final four. 5:15 Eastern. You've got Houston and Baylor, and then it'll be UCLA and Gonzaga as we are winding down the college basketball season. And who even knew we were going to be able to play it all? But here we are.
What do you think, Jerry? Buzz or no buzz? Final four.
You know what's so funny about that? I find no buzz to most Final Fours.
Yeah.
I really do. It's almost like the NCAA tournament, as great as it is, when you get past the Sweet 16, most of the world's brackets are done.
Yeah.
They stop watching.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this. Buzz or no buzz regarding the Masters next week?
Talk to me next Wednesday.
All right.
I'm probably going to say no buzz, to be quite honest.
I guess the real question is, buzz or no buzz, Gonzaga going undefeated?
No buzz for me.
Yeah, no buzz for me.
I got
Boomer's
a buzz
into
there.
it.
I got a buzz there.
He's into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mild buzz.
A little mild buzz. Like two
Yeah,
beers.
I guess.
Two beer buzz.
I don't think anybody in New York cares about Gonzaga basketball.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I do. You can't say nobody. I do.
No, you don't.
And I want to see UConn women win the thing again.
Oh, you're into the UConn women's team? Gino Auriemma, you're a fan?
Yes.
Paige
like
Beckers.
You like to see the dynasty? You're a dynasty fan? Like to see them build on that? Okay. All right, very good.
Do you think, I was actually thinking about this the other day when I heard that they made it to their 13th straight Final Four. And let me be extraordinarily clear here. What he has done has been amazing. No doubt. Got to be boring, though, no? Like every year, how many games do they play that the other team's got no chance to win? Yes.
Hey, I spell fun W-I-N, baby.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
kind of like our softball team. We just keep winning and winning and winning. You know, we're winners here in the morning. We're used to winning. Never gets boring. Never gets old. Never gets tired.
But is the challenge, yes, there are certain teams they compete with, and they were down to Baylor in that game. I'm not saying you don't have rough games along the way. At the end of the day, though, I would think the large majority of their season to get to this point is boring and just routine. No?
Winning is never boring.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
You think Bill Belichick thinks, his season last year was a lot of fun because they lost?
Well, he was miserable last year.
Watching Tom Brady win with Bruce Arians.
But I don't feel like the Patriots' dominance, though, is equal to the UConn women's dominance. I really don't. It's harder in the NFL to what the UConn women do.
Yeah.
Well,
there are only so many teams that can compete with them. In the NFL, you know better than anybody. Every week, who the hell knows?
It's been 4 or 5 years, I believe, since they've won it all.
Again, I'm not saying winning it all. I'm saying getting to this point. They get here every single year.
Schools like South Carolina, schools like Baylor have made major inroads. Maryland has got a really good women's program that they could just never get to this point. For whatever reason, they always lose to a lower seed. But there are teams that have made inroads, and Baylor being one of them, by the way.
Yeah, they had won 20 straight before they lost the other night. Hear from the baseball guys. Pete Alonso, he says your boy Francisco Lindor is worth every penny.
I can't even imagine what the potential he could help out for the future. So pay him $400 million. Absolutely.
He says it like it's give him a $20 bill. He says the guy is simply amazing.
He's a superstar. I've always known he was an unbelievable player, but the amount of intangibles that man has is special.
All right. Well, we'll see if he takes that special contract.
What if the Jets feel that way about Zach Wilson?
No.
They better, if they're going to draft him, they better feel that way.
But you wouldn't know that until there's a track record in the NFL, no?
No, but this is what you pay the big bucks for, GM, to figure out. Joe Douglas has got to figure out, is this my guy, and is he going to be exactly the way that Pete Alonso just described Francisco Lindor? Is he going to be, because you're playing the most important position other than pitcher in baseball, shortstop is the most important position, I think. Especially when you have an offensive and defensive stalwart out there that can do both. And he's the leader of your team. Essentially, if he signs this big contract, maybe he becomes the captain.
I'm with G on this one. This one's not fair. Because if Joe Douglas had the number 1 pick and took Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence is a bust, not Joe Douglas's fault. He takes this kid and this kid's a bust, Joe Douglas is an idiot.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is why I have been saying, since it was apparent that they were getting the number 2 overall pick, and with all the assets that he had and all the decisions that he had to make leading into this, including adding a new coach and everything else going on over there, he becomes the most important person in this draft for that reason. And that's why, right now, I think they've decided on Zach Wilson. I do. And going out and meeting him and talking to him and everything, hopefully that solidifies what they believe is going to be somewhere between Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, which is where the descriptions are coming in.
Well, now that, though, the 49ers traded up with another team and the Jets aren't going to trade, the most important guy in the NFL moniker kind of goes away because he's not affecting other franchises. Nobody's moving up.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this, just a hypothetical, of course. I don't think he's going to trade the pick, but let's say there is a team out there that is willing to, mortgage exactly
we talked
what
about
San Francisco
Denver,
did.
Carolina.
Then what do you do?
Well, I would trade it. I've been saying that from the get-go. I'm not on this Zach Wilson. I'm not.
But you're not an out of the blue guy. That's why.
Well, he's an out of nowhere guy. Yeah,
out of nowhere, out of the blue. Same thing.
And all these Jet fans. I was on this guy in November. Blah blah. Yeah. Okay. How many people called this show and said, "Well, they missed out on Trevor Lawrence. They're going to draft Zach Wilson"? Nobody.
So
at that time, nobody.
What's his name in there? Eddie. Right. Eddie and I.
Hi. Hello.
Right. So he and I, we talked about Zach Wilson during the football season.
Yeah.
And then I told you I have to go back and I got to look at some of his tape to really determine, what kind of player he is. And I told you I came back watching his tape, and what did I say? I saw accuracy. And I saw uncanny accuracy. Like he knew where the ball was going every time he threw it. And I don't care about who he was playing against or what any of that nonsense. He was extremely accurate, and he could make all those throws that everybody wants. And then what you saw on that pro day, the off-platform throws, that were, sizzling down the field are pretty spectacular.
Yeah, and this is no disrespect to you. None of that matters to me. Because I remember Josh Allen, the one knock on him coming out of school and after his pro day was he was a little bit inaccurate.
Yeah,
That's
was.
the one thing.
And we all knew that. And what did I say? He had to refine his game.
Yeah,
and his first year,
we don't know. Nobody knows.
And his first 2 years, he was doing a lot of dumb things on the field. Doing crazy stuff like Brett Favre. And remember, people were comparing him to Brett Favre.
Yeah, and nobody knows. I don't know. Joe Douglas doesn't.
I do know this.
Zach Wilson doesn't know.
The Jets at this present moment are more stable than they have been in the last 4 years.
They could still pick a dud. I don't care how stable you are. You're still able to pick a dud.
Stability is important. How many times have I told you that?
I know. I get it, but it doesn't mean that they're incapable of picking a slug.
Let me ask you a question. Are we stable around here?
Oof.
What's that?
It's interesting.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We don't have a program director that's here.
No, I'm asking about our show. I'm not asking about anybody else's office and whether or not people are here or not. We're
our
here.
Our show is extremely stable.
That's what the Jets are trying to get to. That's what the Giants are trying to get to. Stability.
Yeah, okay.
Lou Lamoriello brought it to the Islanders. Stability.
I get
Understand?
Yeah, okay. I totally understand. You can be stable.
So that's why I'm telling you. The Jets
decision.
are now, finally, within the last 4 years, are stable.
I just can't wait to have this conversation another 3 years.
Well, whether it's Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson, Justin Fields says, hey, guys, what about me?
I think I'm the best quarterback in this draft, so if I get the quarterback drafted over me, then they just have to live with that decision, and I just hope I get to play that team. So I'm just going to leave it there.
All right, I like that. All right, that's fine. He did it respectfully.
Very respectfully.
Wasn't talking about swag or any of that other stuff. He ran with his shirt off yesterday, man. Woo.
Turn you on?
That guy is a stud.
Oh, here we go again. It's his pro days, and all of a sudden, these guys are
I
studs.
haven't seen him half naked. Phil sees these guys half naked all the time.
What do you think he looked like?
I don't.
Kevin James? Justin Fields, man. What do you think? He's going to take his shirt off? He's going to have a beer gut and titties?
Wait a second.
What do you think?
Hey, hold on a minute.
I mean, seriously.
That was awesome, man.
Enough with these pro days.
Hey, how about a 4.40?
God!
How about one of the highlights he has?
Doesn't matter!
Where he hands the ball off to his running back.
Oh, stop it.
And he beats the running back to the goal
Somebody
line.
Somebody go find the Sam Darnold
away.
Pro Day. The word I want to use, I can't use.
I can't believe you. Now
doesn't seem to stop you, though.
Now all of a sudden you're no buzz for the NFL draft?
I love the NFL draft.
It doesn't sound like
it's such a waste of time.
The NFL draft is great. It's exciting. We talk about it. But my problem is these pro days.
Why?
Because everybody has a great pro day.
You got to meet a guy. You got to see a guy.
Pro day. Oh, look, he can make a throw. Oh, look, he took his shirt off. Oh, look, it doesn't matter. None of it matters.
It matters.
It doesn't.
It does.
Oh, please.
Oh, please yourself.
Go find the Sam Darnold pro day. Go find it. He threw in the rain.
Hey.
Oh, my, he made all the throws. He can make all the throws. In the rain, no less.
Off platform.
Oh, he's amazing.
With small hands.
Everybody's walking around aroused after the Sam Darnold pro day. The guy sucks. He's terrible. They're going to trade him after 3. They might have to cut him. He's so bad. What does that pro day mean now?
It's
Ugat.
It's their own.
Nothing.
It's their own fault.
Next year, the same thing. Everybody tongue bathing every quarterback that comes out. One of them or 2 of them or 3 of them are going to suck. That's just the way it is. Let's go back to Josh Rosen's pro day. I'm sure there were 6 or 7 GMs that climbed into his colon, too, after it. Oh, Josh Rosen. Oh, look at the throw. He's making all the throws. Not just some of the throws, all of the throws. Everybody needs to just pipe down these stupid-ass pro days. And I told you yesterday this was going to happen. That Justin Fields knocks the socks off everybody. Because we didn't know that this guy was, like, great shape, unbelievable athlete before yesterday. Come on.
He looked good.
Stupid.
I don't know why you're so, like, negative, man.
It's not negative.
And
I'm
by
just
the way,
tired of this nonsense.
Well, this is what we talk about.
Every year we come back. No, it isn't. Every year we come back with the same stuff. Nobody knows.
Did Baker Mayfield get his team to the playoffs?
And what does that have to do with anything?
I'm asking you, did Baker Mayfield get his team to the playoffs?
You know the answer. Why did you ask me these rhetorical questions?
And why did he get his team to the playoffs? Because they hired a new coach, stability.
I thought it was his pro day, actually, that he got into the playoffs.
No, he had an awesome pro day.
I thought that's what it was.
But if you read what U333-1 Jackson says, it was basically ownership's fault because they went to total analytics and they were lost.
Yeah.
And finally, they stabilized the franchise and got a legitimate head coach in there. And look what the hell happened to a guy that was the number 1 overall pick. Finally found his game.
Even furthering my point that the pro day means nothing.
Pro day means a lot.
To who?
To the scouts, to the coaches, to the general managers, and to the owners that are making these decisions.
You cannot.
These are decisions. This is a franchise-altering decision.
Yeah. And
the Jets find themselves
if you
there.
are making that decision, that franchise-altering decision, based on the pro day, you are
that's
a moron.
That's part of the process. It's not all the process.
But we act like these pro
But
days
it's not
like,
all the process. Hey, they interview the kids. They talk to the kids. They do in-depth background checks on these kids.
You can have the greatest pro day in the world and still blow.
You know who had a great pro day? Lamar Jackson had a great pro day.
Okay.
And where did he end up?
He ended up as the MVP.
Right.
You know who had a great pro day? Sam Darnold. You know where he ended up? At the worst quarterback in the history of the world.
You know why? Because he didn't have John Harbaugh as a coach and
So
didn't have
what
the
does it
stability of the
matter?
Ravens.
You're making my point for me.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you. I still think
it doesn't mean anything.
I think Sam was a product of the environment around him and his own immaturity because at 20 years of age, he has no business being an NFL starting quarterback.
So the pro day meant nothing.
It meant a lot.
You
know why? Because I do believe that people respect him and like him, but he has basically been ruined here.
Pro day, combine. That's what I think.
So how would you do it? Since all this
you
stuff,
watch the film. That's what you do. You watch the guy play. You watch the whole game,
and
then you talk to the guy. Him throwing a ball with no pads on to receivers he knows in the middle of the day on the NFL Network doesn't mean squat.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It shows everybody that is in attendance and everybody that is watching how that ball comes out of his hand, his throwing motion, his footwork.
It don't mean jack squat diddly poo.
All right, let's take a break because I'm tired of this. We're not gonna.
Rangers won, Boomer, 5-2.
It's awesome.
Justin Fields took his shirt off, and now everybody's so excited. What do you think was underneath there, huh? Beer gut?
No, the thing about it is that what's underneath there is a rock of an athlete is what's under there.
Yeah, we knew that already. Didn't need the pro day. All right, Boomer and Gio on the Fan, CBS Sports Network, and Odyssey app. All right, today.
At Jewelers Mutual, we're a little obsessed with jewelry. Obsessed like auctioneers with talking fast.
50, we're going to 50.
Pop stars with auto-tune. And dentists with asking questions.
So, how did he propose?
After they've put their hands in your mouth.
Great.
Yes, we've made jewelry our obsession for over 100 years. We love it so much we named our kids Ruby, Amber, and Opal.
Venti soy latte for Opal?
At Jewelers Mutual, we insure jewelry and only jewelry, which is why people who are also obsessed with jewelry trust us with theirs.
It's the morning show with Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. Boomer and Gio.
All right, so you're all upset, and now I figured out why.
Well, no, I don't know if I'm upset.
I mean, you're screaming and yelling about the pro days and all this other stuff.
I hate the pro days.
I mean, I know you do, but for the people that run those pro days, these things are invaluable time to spend with a prospect, whether it be the quarterback or it be a wide receiver, or it could be somebody that you actually see at one of these pro days that you're not even aware even exists.
Well, let me phrase it this way and see if you agree with me a little bit more if I phrase it this way. I am tired of people reacting to what they see on the pro day and projecting those players into greatness based on that.
Right. Okay. So I agree with you 100%.
Right.
That's why. What did I do with Zach Wilson? I went back and I looked at the tape. And I watched him play games. And what really struck me was just how accurate he was.
Okay.
And the accuracy was all throws. Mm-hmm. Throws from the shotgun, throws from the center, throws running right, throws running left, throws down the field, throws to the sideline, throws behind the line of scrimmage, wide receiver screens, everything that they do in the NFL. Now as a quarterback, he and Justin Fields both, when you watch them on tape, and, the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. But when you see them on tape, you see the fact that they can make every throw that an NFL quarterback is going to be required to make. And Sam Darnold, the same thing. Josh Allen, the same thing. Lamar Jackson. All these guys can do that. You have to get to meet and know them. And I'm telling you, John Harbaugh met Lamar Jackson the way that Pete Carroll met Russell Wilson. And they met at the combines. And they started to talk to these kids, and then they realized, you know what, man, this is my guy, and they know it. So now Joe Douglas is that guy in this most important situation, trying to figure out, and I believe he's figured that it's going to be Zach Wilson, but that doesn't mean that Justin Fields yesterday's pro day wasn't impressive and he wasn't a physical specimen, because he was.
Yeah, but there's nothing that he did on that field yesterday that's going to tell us if he's going to be a good NFL quarterback.
Yeah,
I
especially with the way that people are describing how Zach Wilson throws the ball. You know, his descriptions are pretty significant. And, you know, when they are making comparisons to the players that they're making comparisons to,
Mormon Mahomes.
It kind of gives everybody an idea of what you hope they can bring. And look, whoever it is, if it's Zach Wilson, I hope that he becomes a 15-year starter here. The same thing I said about Sam Darnold when he got here, because he was 20 years old. And he could have gone to the bank probably 3 different times if he figured it out. But unfortunately, the instability of the freaking Jets ruined them.
All right, so why am I upset about this? You said you figured out why I'm upset about this.
Because DirecTV turned off your TV in your house and you haven't moved yet. That's why. And you're so sick and tired of DirecTV and just the mismanagement and the customer service that absolutely sucks.
No, it is. It's the worst. So I told you I wanted to get rid of DirecTV desperately.
But you have it for one reason and one reason only, and that's the NFL package.
Right, exactly. So I said, okay, for the next 2 years, I'm going to have to deal with this horrendous company. So I called them up yesterday.
Where do you think your phone call went to?
Oh, God knows. Thousands and thousands of miles away in some call center in Uruguay. So I'm speaking to somebody, and I get the new account set up, and I basically tell them, I'm like, listen, I'm telling you right now. This is what I said to the woman. I said, I hate your company. I hate it. I hate the fact that I have to put a dish on the house. But because for my job and my personal life, I need your Sunday ticket package. So I am handcuffed to your horrendous company, and I don't want any part of you once the Sunday ticket goes somewhere else. But unfortunately, I have to deal with this and use you to move. So by saying all of that, which is amazing how the world works, they knocked $70 off my bill per month starting at the new account, and I get Sunday ticket for free for next year. It's amazing. You just tell somebody they suck, and then all of a sudden you get a bunch of stuff for free. But anyway, I was like, okay, fine. So then they transfer me to another woman probably halfway across from the other woman was, because the phone call goes, I don't know. I mean, I was on hold, and then I get transferred. Then this other person picks up, and there's a delay between me and the person I'm talking to. And I can hear myself after she goes, hello, how can I help you? I said, well, I'm going to be moving. And then you hear silence. And then you hear in the background, I'm going to be moving. So, like, that's how long the delay was. So I go through this whole process about how to disconnect my service in my home now and then have the service in the other house. So not only do I have to take the equipment myself to a UPS or FedEx in a box, then I got to set up a separate appointment for some other person to come take the dish off the house, whatever. So I already got 10 million different things that I have to do. They can't just show up and take it away, even though I've been handing over my money for I don't know how many years to these people. They can't just show up and take it. But anyway, so I tell them, all right, this is the end of the phone call, and I have witnesses to this. The end of the phone call is, you're not shutting off my television here until I move, correct? I need the TV service here until this date because my move date is this date. Yes, sir, that's correct. Okay, I'm going to ask you one more time just because this is important. You're not turning off my service today. You're not disconnecting my service today. Right, ma'am? Because I'm still living here until next week. I just wanted to get the appointment for the new house so I didn't have to worry about having TV in the new. You're keeping this. Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely. This morning, turn on the TV. Disconnected.
There you go. Now, the root to all this anger this morning and yelling at me and making me feel
totally,
as if
totally separate.
Like you brought it to work. You brought it to work.
No. Because
why don't you just take that stupid dish off your house and stick it with the elliptical at the end of your driveway? Maybe somebody will want the dish.
I'm not going up to the roof. What do I look like? You know what's going to happen if I go to the roof?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to break my neck, and that's going to be the end of it. Yeah, so, I mean, one does not have anything to do with
this is why I wanted to put you in touch with, my guy. They handle all that nonsense.
They call DirecTV?
They handle all that nonsense.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you're paying for, You see what you just went through?
Yeah.
And the time you wasted, the aggravation, your blood pressure.
My wife's dealing with it now.
Oh, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
So this is why I have a guy.
I didn't know
and that guy deals with it.
I didn't know that
you got to deal with stuff. You got to deal with stuff. You're dealing with stuff.
No. I knew that. Hold on, let me finish. I didn't know that your guy dealt with the phone calls of the customer service people.
That's what you're paying for.
What's that pain in the ass charge?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just like this is what I say. This is what I want. This is how I want it, and just let me know when you're done.
Yeah.
And when I want it by.
I'm gonna. I didn't know that wasn't communicated to me.
Out of the blue, like when you go down this rabbit hole of stuff with me, and I don't know how you know because I was dealing with DirecTV yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. You now have. So I had a problem with DirecTV HD.
Oh, get out of here! Really, a problem with them?
Yeah.
I would have never thought. They're such a great company.
On one TV, and this is what I got. You now have HD on that TV, the perfect place to escape and enjoy some March Madness.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you see that?
That's so cute.
See, did I call HD? I didn't call him.
No,
I didn't call him.
You didn't call him.
No. I'm sick and tired of calling people.
That's a good job. I didn't realize that you had a guy who did that. And by the way, you know what this means, too.
What?
This is another big problem for me.
Uh-oh.
So they shut off the service. I bet you everything on that DVR is wiped off. And you know what was last night? A new episode of Temptation Island.
Wow.
Which is now wiped off the DVR because they shut my service off when I told them not to shut my service off. And I don't know how I'm going to recover, quite frankly. I don't even know if that episode's ever going to play ever again. Maybe you have to reach out to Mark Wahlberg himself and send me a copy.
You'll have to watch on demand with commercials that you can't fast forward through.
No!
So what you should have done on your list of guests that have Al call, it should have been Mark Wahlberg.
That is true, yeah. That would have been a good one. You could have told me what happened. Just walk me through the episode. God.
So I see. I knew there was something bothering you.
I still hate pro days, whether this DirecTV thing's going on or not.
Yeah, but you were so loud about it.
Tired of it because I said it yesterday, almost like a preemptive strike into I better not hear any garbage about pro days today, and then it happened, and I heard it, and then
of course you're going to hear it, and you're going to hear it again today.
And I'm going to hear it next year, and the year after that, and it's going to mean
nothing. You got
nothing.
Florida and LSU talking today, so you got edge rushers, tight ends, wide receivers, cornerbacks. Ooh, lots of pro days.
Lots of pro
guys
days.
Got length, 6'2", got long arms.
Long arms, wingspan, they call that.
Wingspan, small feet, small hands, but long arms.
Very good.
At Jewelers Mutual, we're a little obsessed with jewelry. Obsessed like auctioneers with talking fast.
50, we're going to sold.
Pop stars with auto-tune. And dentists with asking questions.
So, how did he propose?
After they've put their hands in your mouth.
Great.
Yes, we've made jewelry our obsession for over 100 years. We love it so much we named our kids Ruby, Amber, and Opal.
Venti soy latte for Opal?
At Jewelers Mutual, we insure jewelry and only jewelry, which is why people who are also obsessed with jewelry trust us with theirs.
It's the morning show with Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. Boomer and Gio.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Jewelers Mutual, we're a little obsessed with jewelry. Obsessed like auctioneers with talking fast.
50, we're going to sold.
Pop stars with auto-tune. And dentists with asking questions.
So, how did he propose?
After they've put their hands in your mouth.
Great.
Yes, we've made jewelry our obsession for over 100 years. We love it so much we named our kids Ruby, Amber, and Opal.
Venti soy latte for Opal?
At Jewelers Mutual, we insure jewelry and only jewelry, which is why people who are also obsessed with jewelry trust us with theirs.